couple years ago, I got into making games, and I used whatever I had available to me at the time to make sprites for them. Most of the time, I would make little vector assets in Figma with my mouse. But a little over a year ago, I gave in and bought myself a drawing tablet, and that's what really introduced me to the world of animation. So I just wanted to take a look back and show you guys my progress in 1 year as an animator. The first game I worked on was for the Squarespace Game Jam, and boy, this did not go very well. The game was called D.A.T.A, and the little character I made wasn't bad for my first time animating, but both of my teammates only spoke Russian, so it was kind of a nightmare trying to work on the game. And while we did manage to get it done in time, it is basically unplayable, riddled with bugs, and doesn't even have a web build. But some good did come out of that fiasco. In the Find a Team chat in their Discord server, I saw someone looking for an artist for an external project, so I contacted them and they brought me on board. They were working on turning a game from a previous game jam into a full-fledged Steam release. So I got to work, and these were some of the first enemies I came up with. I didn't know a lot of the principles of animation when I first started, and I also didn't know about brush stabilization. So wobbly lines are something you'll frequently see. But I stayed persistent and undertook my first big challenge as an animator. The first boss in our game, Troy the Trojan Horse. And oh boy, this guy was beefy. I counted, and I think he has over 233 frames throughout his whole animation sheet. But just like anything else, repetition is how you become better at animating, so this helped me improve a lot. Here's a couple player characters I made shortly after that, and you can see things are starting to smooth out. And I started to really dial in my style and try to keep things consistent. Near the beginning of the project, I was just kind of doing whatever. But around this time, I started to lock in and try to maintain a uniform outline size and shading style for all the characters. I had to redo some older assets, like these ones here. So if you're working on a project right now, don't be like me and make sure to lock in your style and keep it uniform from the beginning. After some smaller animations here and there, the next major project I took on was D.A.T.A, this purple skullhead bird necromancer. And he was interesting because I had to learn how to split out the animation so it can transfer between multiple states. In the game, you give him items that have curses on them to cleanse them, and I wanted him to be able to scale with the volume and strength of the curses you gave him in an interesting way. So instead of just making him attack faster, or do more damage, or have more health, instead we can easily make him have more spells because of the way his states are. Whereas a boss like Troy from before, I would have to redraw his whole body over and over again for each new attack I wanted to add. So now we've caught up to the last couple months. And here's some animations I've done recently. But one thing I wanted to point out and emphasize is the amount of time it's taking me to do these animations. Near the beginning of the project, the enemy like the germ was almost taking me 5 hours. But now, I drew this virus enemy in only 30 minutes. And this is why you aren't seeing a huge improvement in the visual looks of it. Because there's not a lot of visual looks to improve. The game needs consistent looking enemies. If some enemies had super high detail and shading, it would look really weird while playing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're caught up to present day, and I'm still working on the project. So if you guys think it looks cool, you can wishlist it on Steam right now. It's called Curse the Cursor.